So like first things first, like what did you guys think of the race? I thought the racing was actually really, really good. But I think the theme of the night was kind of crashing per se. I feel like there was a lot of crashes that happened throughout the entire night, from qualifying to the first main event, second main event, third main event. I felt like there was a crash in kind of like each one with prominent riders too. So I think that was the main theme of the night. In my eyes per se, my point of view. But what did you guys think about it? Put a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If like you think about it from like the crashes point of view, you have the Jet going down off the start on the second corner in the first moto of the night. He went down again in the third moto. You also have J Mart going down as well. So it's kind of like big prominent riders are going down in Saturday's night's race, right? You also had Pierce Brown going down in the 250 class. A lot of heavy hitters went down. And then you have RJ Hampshire going down. I think that was one of the scariest things I've seen in motocross since like kind of like Kenny's crash, because this happened before Jets, right? So both riders colliding in air, Phil Nicoletti and RJ Hampshire colliding in air, going down. RJ hit his head super, super hard. He was completely knocked out. At least from my point of view, he was completely knocked out. So that kind of sucks. Like watching that as like a rider myself, like I know that feeling, and it just sucks. Seeing someone go down like that. So I hope he's okay. I hope RJ's okay. But even in the 450 class, you have like all-star riders going down. You had Malcolm and Jason Anderson going down off the start in Moto 1, battling for the lead. That kind of ruined both of their races. Do you guys think it was overly aggressive? I didn't think Jason needed to do that right away. We know that he was faster on the track. You can see it. He caught Malcolm and won like 2 laps. So I didn't think he necessarily needed to do that. Obviously, it's Anderson's fault for taking it like that angle per se. But I also don't think he thought Malcolm's going to cut down like that. But what did you guys think? Put a comment down below what you guys thought about it. Do you think it was dirty? Do you think it was clean? Do you think it was just a racing incident? Let me know. And then you also had Dylan Fernandez going down twice. One in the first moto, I think it was, and then one in the third moto with Barsha. But he going down twice in one night is not ideal, right? I had him 4th for my predictions, so that wasn't ideal. And then you also have Marv and Kenny going down. I mean, like that was in the third moto off the start. I actually didn't really notice it until they showed like a replay with it, because I was watching the front. So that kind of sucked. That also put Webb down he didn't really go down, but Webb got caught in the back of that pile. You also have the last 250 race of the night, Jet Lawrence, Faulkner. That's like the major crash that everybody was talking about. That was probably one of the scary crashes we've seen this year. That goes toe in toe with that RJ one that I was mentioning before. They collided in air with Jet hitting that tough block. It pushed him from left to right, and obviously Faulkner had nowhere to go. So it just sucks because you didn't expect Jet to make that mistake, but also I didn't expect him to hit that tough block, right? I was watching back the highlights, and he was actually hitting that line consistently over and over and over again. And just one tiny bobble, it looked like one tiny bobble from his front wheel pushed him outside of the rut, and it just leaned him over too much to the tough block, and I think his foot peg grabbed it, and it just pushed him right. So it sucks because you don't want to see Faulkner go out. That's a contender for this year, right? Got second in the first race. He was basically almost tied for the points. He was tied going into the third moto, 3-way tie. I think he was letting Jet go by. Basically, he was like, I'm going to settle right here for a third place. I'm going to settle for this, and I'm just going to move on to the next round, right? And him to just get taken out like that just fucking sucks. I don't want to see it. I don't ever want to see it. I hope he can recover soon, because we want to see him come back. He was just finally getting healthy. It looked like he was on a roll. So it just sucks to see that, right? So, but like you have a lot of crashes last night or Saturday night, which was kind of weird to see. You don't see that many crashes in like a normal race, right? So that brings me to my other point is like, what do you guys think of Triple Crowns in general? Like, do you think they're good for racing? Do you guys think they're good for like the fans? Do you guys think they're good for the riders? Like, what do you guys think? Personally, I think they're awesome to watch as like a fan. You get to see all these crashes. You get to see all like the craziness that happens, but probably as like a rider point of view, you kind of like hate it, right? You just want to do your one moto, get out of there healthy, and trying to like win that race. The Triple Crown, you got to try to win all 3 of them, and you got to try to do good in every single one. And there's so many different opportunities to crash, right? Or something miscue happens, a bike malfunction that goes and you get taken out, right? So I honestly think the riders probably don't like it as much, but as a fan, I get to sit back and watch, enjoy it. So I kind of like the Triple Crown aspect. What do you guys think? But for my fantasy from last week, we did it on Thursday. As you guys know, I posted a YouTube video on it. We had Jeremy Martin, Phil Nicoletti, Jeremy Hand, Drake, Tomac, Martin, Chisholm, Starling. We did a first lap leaders. But honestly, with the Triple Crown, as you guys know from the video, I switched this up. I didn't stick with this. Jeremy Hand didn't even make the main events. I don't think Starling made the main event either, to be honest. So I'm kind of glad I didn't pick these guys. But for my actual fantasy team, I picked Jeremy Martin. I kept the All-Stars, kept Jeremy Martin, Eli, but I switched up everybody else. With the Triple Crown, you already know who's going to make the main events, right? So I picked the biggest handicaps that we can find, and most of these guys were like 16. So it was automatic double points, and if they got a little bit higher, it was even better for us. So with that being said, for my 250 riders, I picked John Short, Cartwright, Miller. 450s, I picked Carnow, Cross, and Morans. I kept the All-Stars, like I said. And then I put my first lap leaders. I really thought Faulkner and Anderson was going to get at least one first lap out of the 3-man events. Just one. They didn't even do anything. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, that was my team. We actually did pretty good. 280 overall. So I can't complain. Sparks, what up, what up? With that being said, for my league, me and Lazy actually tied in points for Arlington, which is kind of insane. We tied right here with 280 apiece. So I didn't lose any. I didn't gain any. But shout out to Echo for 294. He popped off. Shout out to Elwood. Best ever he's ever had in his life. He popped off. Like I would have been right here if I didn't pick my first lap leaders, right? It just sucks. We basically had the same team. You know what I'm saying? So it just sucks. And then shout out to Yorks too. He did pretty good as well. Kind of had the same thing, but he had Jordan Smith instead of whoever I had. But right there in fantasy, we're right there. We're building every single week. We did well, so I can't complain. But yeah, so that was my fantasy. My picks were awful. We had Jet winning, didn't happen. We had Eli winning, which actually kind of happened, so we didn't do too bad. To be honest, my picks weren't that bad, right? For my 250 class, I had Jet winning, J-Mart, McAdoo. Well, I picked the podium correctly, just not in that order. I got J-Mart right, but McAdoo won, Jet got third. And then for my fourth, I had Austin Faulkner. He crashed out. And then RJ Hampshire for fifth. He also crashed out. So that kind of put a damper on that. For the 450 class, I had Eli winning, which happened. I had Malcolm taking second, which could have possibly happened if he didn't crash in that first moto. And then I had Anderson third, which he got second. And then I had Dylan fourth and Marvin fifth. Dylan crashed like 3 times. I think it was twice. And then Marvin crashed out in the third moto. So, I mean, my picks were awful. You guys saw the TikTok, saw the YouTube shorts. They were awful. We'll come back, though, stronger next week. We'll pick them on Thursday, and they're going to be better. Daytona's a different animal, so we know kind of who to pick for Daytonas. So I'm excited for that. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, much love. Where the hell is Ken Roxon? Like, where the hell is Ken Roxon?